Hello, this is Joe from Nerd in Korea. We are continuing our look at the Outlaws of Thunder Junction set and doing our little set review here. This video is all about my picks for the top budget cards. So, when I say budget, I mean $2 or less, and right now I'm using the MTG Goldfish market value, or the value listed on MTG Goldfish. I don't know if they call it a market value, but anyway. These prices are going to vary a lot. It is, the set is released today, so I would expect these to either go up or down quite a bit over the next 2 weeks. So, yeah, something to keep in mind anyway. Alright, Assimilation Aegis. This is a temporary exile and copy effect. So kind of crazy combination there. So when it comes into play, you exile someone else's creature, and you can equip anything with, and it becomes a copy of that creature. Really crazy good effect, frankly. It's also very cheap. One, a white and a blue. Azorius is kind of maybe a weird color combination for this effect, I think. Even if it was Demir, I think would make a lot more sense, but Azorius, sure. This is the kind of card you just want to throw in just about any deck, because it will just, even if you're only getting the exile effect, it's going to be worthwhile right there. The one potential downside is that whoever, you've exiled someone's creature, if they want their creature back, they gotta destroy this. So it kind of paints the target on its own back. But anyway, $1.99 for this, definitely worth it. Okay, and Riku of manyipass here. I think this is actually the card that is going to be kind of sleeper. That's going to go way up in value. I look at this and I think, wow, that's actually pretty amazing. So whenever you cast a modal spell, choose up to X, where X is the number of times you chose a mode for that spell. Again, a modal spell is just a spell that gives you choices, right? So I'll say choose one, choose two, and then you choose that many. And when you choose on that spell, you also get to choose on him. So exile the top card of your library until end of turn. You may play it. Basically, extra card draw. Put a +1 counter on itself, and it gains trample until end of turn. It's a 3/3, so that's not bad. Or create a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying. So it can create tokens. The fact that it has all of these different effects makes it a lot more flexible, and modal spells are all about flexibility. This is actually the kind of commander I've been waiting for. I actually have a whole bunch of lists about modal spells. I haven't made the videos yet, but I think I might have to now that there's commander for them. I do like that they're making maybe commanders that even, 4 years ago you wouldn't have seen this, I think it is, now that they are making more commanders, some people maybe don't like some of them, and I get it sometimes, but I think this is actually a very good example of a commander card done right. Anyway, it is Teamer. That I look at as kind of the only real downside. I would want something with blue, but Teamer, again, that means green, blue, red, Teamer, is somewhat of a weird color identity. I think Esper might be better, but anyway. Now I'm just splitting hairs. Anyway, it is $1.98 for this one. Okay, and please hit like and subscribe. Alright, also, what is your favorite budget card from this set? I always love seeing what other people have. I think a lot of times I look at a card and I read it and I'm like, meh, no thanks. And then someone else is like, hey, it does this, And I go, oh, wait, oh, yeah, that is good. Okay. I spaced on that. And another round. Alright, so this is all about getting your ETBs in. It's at sorcery speed. I think that's the biggest downside on this. If it was at instant speed, you'd have a lot more options. You could use this like defensively to avoid board wipes and things like that, but it's at sorcery speed, so not really. I guess if you did a board wipe that hit everyone, you could also cast this on your own creatures, and then like cast the board wipe, then cast this, and then your creatures like, you know, are exiled and then re-enter right after the board wipe. So you could make any board wipe into a one-sided board wipe with this. Yeah, potentially. Anyway, this is exile any number of creatures you control. So any number of creatures, first of all, then return them to the battlefield, right? So basically you're flickering them, and then you can repeat this process X times, okay? So XX, 2 and a white. So if you pay 4, you are going to do it once and then do it again. If you pay 6, you're going to have them enter the battlefield 3 times, and so on. 8 4 times, but you know, yeah. This will get so much value if you've got enough. Again, ETBs on creatures just not hard to find, and yeah, this would just abuse the heck out of that. So I think there's almost always on my list. I'm like, oh, you should flicker this, you should flicker that. Yeah, definitely get this card if you want to do some ETB damage, or you want to get some real value out of ETBs, I guess. Anyway, $1.96. Megda the Horde Master. Okay, this is another kind of treasure red card. This is something, again, I think we're seeing more and more of, which is good. But anyway, whenever you commit a crime, create a treasure token, and this only triggers once each turn, so making 1 treasure token maybe per turn. Meh, right? Not good, not good. Sacrifice 3 treasures, create a 4/4 Scorpion Dragon creature token with flying. Okay. If you've got dragons, you probably want this, first of all. It's going to set off all kinds of ETBs. It's crazy. And a 4/4 flyer. That's also very, very good. You might be thinking, but treasure, I can use that to make mana. That often can be better, but remember, you need cards. Alright, so if you're running low on cards in your hand, you might start, and you've got a big pile of treasure just sitting around doing nothing. It's better to be using that for something. I would use this to make a whole bunch of 4/4 flyer scorpion dragons. So yeah, you can see the scorpion dragon in the back there. So anyway, 189. It does give you options for those treasure decks. It's providing more options. Something that creates mana, you're probably going like, well, I don't really need more to do with that. But even you can sacrifice 3 treasures. They just have to be treasures, right? There's a lot of things that will create tap treasures. If you're like, oh, I don't want to leave them, I think they're going to get destroyed before I am able to actually, use them, untap them. These can be tapped. You just have to have them. All right, you can blow them up and just use them to make a whole bunch of dragon scorpions. Oy! With flying. Oh boy. Anyway, 189, well worth it. Okay, Kellen joins up as our next one here, and that is a Bant. Again, green, white, blue is Bant, and this is a legendary enchantment that gives you a boost to those legendary creature decks. I don't know how many of them around are Bants, but there's probably some. And this also has that plot keyword, so you can exile something that costs up to 3 and then cast it on a later turn for free. So basically, you can cast this for free, you know? You can get something worth 3 mana and this costs 3 mana. Yeah, it's a free enchantment to a certain degree, and whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So every time you're casting a legendary, all of your creatures are getting +1/+1 counters. That's actually pretty crazy, right? A lot of times it'll say like, put 1 on 1 creature. This is just all your creatures, alright? Even if you've got legendary creatures and a bunch of token creatures, in like 1 turn you can pretty easily cast maybe 2 or 3 of these and turn those like token creatures into just like big boys, right? So anyway, very, very worth it. Almost, if you don't have a Bant legendary, it might almost be worth considering looking into, kind of thing. For 161 right now, 161, I think this is another one where I expect it to go up, maybe not as much as like the Riku of Manyipass, but I would expect this to go up in value. So again, if you want to get it soon. Okay, we are going to go on to the next video, will be the set opening. Whenever I'm able to actually get it, at least. Okay, I have a lot of cards in this set that I definitely want to order. If I don't pull them, I'm going to be ordering a lot of them. Basically, that's how that works. So anyway, take it easy.